studio television thing for 14 months of the world tour so far.
No, and unfortunately we won't do it today, so that's all from me. No,
Okay.
Put your hands together for Mr. Billy Joel.
You're not going to step on this applause.
I tell you what, you by the end of this tour will almost sort of be not sick of Australian audiences clapping at you, because I mean these concerts are going on and on and on. Yeah. It must be very satisfying for you to have such a thing out here.
Yeah, we actually were well known in Australia before the States. We had a hit with Piano Man in America before Australia, but we became a headliner in Australia first, back in '76. Mm-hmm. So this is something like the 6th or 7th tour I think we've done. And we like to come to Australia towards the end of a tour. I know people are getting impatient, the audience is here getting impatient, but it's our treat for ourselves to come to Australia. So I don't care how long this tour goes on. I'm enjoying it.
Well, but you have actually been touring literally, for 14 months non-stop?
Yeah.
Is that hard?
Yes. I mean, we've taken a break here and there, a week here and a week there. It's not really never enough time to be home. But it's tougher now. I mean, it was a lot easier to stay out on the road a long time when I was 21, 25, even 30, but I'm 41 now. Right. And I have a beautiful wife and a wonderful little girl, and I'd rather spend more time at home these days.
Well, I noticed when you were up in Sydney, you were doing 2 concerts and then taking some days off, spending a lot of time with your family. There was the Super Bowl where you had the party on that morning, watching it come in from America. And I mean, not only with your family, but your whole, everyone that's on stage, all your musos, your singers, roadies, it all seems like one big happy family. I mean, is that a satisfying thing to be able to do that these days?
Yeah, they're good people to work with. It's a good mix. I mean, there's some people from the older band, and then there's 4 new people. So there's sort of a little competition going on stage between the rookies and the veterans, and which is healthy. I think it kind of kicks things. Right. It gives it a new spin, and the morale has been really good. We've had some very interesting experiences. We were the last group to play in divided Germany. Yeah. We played in Berlin that night, outdoors, and then we played with the first group to play in united Germany, and then we played in the Philippines. Right when the war broke out, we were playing for the Clark Air Force Base for the American troops who were just about to get shipped over. So that was a very emotional moment. And then Japan, and here, we've been to Europe twice. It's been a long tour, but there have been a lot of high points on it. I
mean, you did Russia. And I know there's been asked before about the audiences over there. For what's going on now, as far as the détente and Russia's now having its problems, as the rest of the world is, the audiences there, are they political when they that you may talk to after or meet? I mean, or they just basically...
They like rock and roll.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of them knew English so well, or even knew my stuff so well. They were just so happy to have somebody from the West come in and hang all the equipment, and they have concerts there, but you get the rinky-dink speakers. They I think half the show when they were walking in was looking at the equipment. They were, because when we started to play, they were like, this is painful, and we were like, yeah, it's supposed to be,
Right.
Were they a good crowd to fall into?
They were great. They were an excellent crowd. They were so hungry.
Yeah.
For food, really.
But didn't you?
Better stop taking their sandwiches on stage.
Did you actually fall off the stage into the crowd?
Yeah, I said. Well, I always wondered what it was like to walk on the water, and this is as close as I was going to. I said, look, if it's now or never, they just wanted some contact. They've been so hungry for rock and roll, pop culture, like I said, food, anything. Give us something. So I said, I'm going to try it, and it was great.
You going back? Would you go back?
Well, they'd have to pay next time.
Then you can't take the money out of the country anyway, I believe.
Well, they're going to have to figure that one out. But first one's free.
When Molly mentioned the family thing which you have on stage, it is very evident because everyone has so much fun. I was going to wonder, did you poach Crystal from John Cougar Mellencamp, or did she come of her own free will?
She came of her own free will. I'm glad she did, though. She'd been with Bob Seger and John Mellencamp and Joe Cocker. She's been with a lot of rock and rollers. And she is on her own in our organization.
Right.
She was with some other girls who were singing in these other groups, but she's a great instrumentalist in her own right.
Well, for the 5 people in Australia that haven't quite seen your concert yet, Crystal is absolutely fantastic. She plays saxophone. She plays everything, doesn't she?
She's a multi-instrumentalist, yeah. Saxophone, percussion, keyboards, guitar, sings, you name it.
I noticed with even with Crystal and the whole members of the band that are on stage that again you're very relaxed. I mean you let them take their own part. They go out in the front of stage and they do their solo. And a lot of other artists don't like their backing band to sort of like, you know.
Oh, I take it
take
away.
it over.
Oh, gives me a break. Are you kidding me?
I mean, you shocked Jimmy Barnes. He came out. He did Unchained Melody, which you both sang, and then went back into the USSR, and he started off and then did first verse and chorus, and then he thought you were going to do the next one, and he went, and you were just happy there to play the piano, and he sang the whole song.
Yeah, I really enjoy playing the piano. A lot of times, singing can be like screaming in key. People say, "What is your job like?" And a lot of the times, it can be you go into a stove or you walk into an oven for 2 hours and you scream your head off, and you get a headache, and it's the same argument every night. For 2 hours, but you try to do it in key. So when somebody else wants to come along and scream for you, like, hey, really, be my guest. This is fine. I'll just accompany you on the piano.
Now, actually, some of the things that you actually do with your piano would make Victor Borger's eyes water because you're quite energetic with the piano. I don't want to give away because there's still some concerts for people to see, but you do like to have fun on the piano.
Well, it is a percussion instrument. Let's not forget. People think of it as a stringed instrument, but it's a percussion instrument, and percussion instrument, you strike. You hit it, you punch it, you kick it, you do whatever you want.
You dance on it.
You jump on it, you dance on it. Yeah, you use the thing.
Now, I mean, you've written many fine songs in your time, and I know you can't do them all in one performance. And it's an unfair thing to ask you, but what actually is your favourite song, if you have one?
Girl from Ipanema?
One you've possibly written yourself.
One of my songs?
Yeah.
Right now it's Stormfront. I just like the groove on that song. But it's always usually the newest song. It's like they're all my children.
Yeah.
And when people say, it's like asking you what's your favorite kid, and you go, well, I can't tell you my favorite kid. But look at the new baby. Isn't the new baby cute? That's how I feel with the song. It's always the newest song. It's like that's my favorite one.
Well, listen, we're very, very proud to have you out here. You've given many Australians over the years a lot of enjoyment, not only with your concerts but with your fine albums. I must congratulate you on We Didn't Start the Fire. I thought it was an excellent song. I know that you want to relax as much as you can, but we cannot let you go. Your wife is here, and I'm sure the audiences would love to see one of the most beautiful ladies, Christy. If we can just have Christy on for one moment. So, do you go to every concert? God, there's so many.
Well, when I first met him, I went to a lot more than I go to now. Not because I'm any more tired of the music. I love it, and every concert is different. I mean, I never know what to expect. He told me to say that. No, but it's true. I mean, he's so funny on stage, and it's always something new, and he's always doing a voice here or an impersonation there.
Of all the girls.
Yeah,
I noticed that
he
creeped
did
in on the
other
first
night.
Melbourne concert. That was a lovely bit, but I'm not going to say who the impersonation was.
Basically, the fact is, now we have a 5-year-old daughter,
Who's
and
so energetic.
yes,
I mean, she loved the bowl that day,
and she loves the shows too. But she's also in school, so I spend more time with her now.
Do you, now when you're writing songs, do you bounce them off Christy and say, what do you think of this?
Sure.
Well, you may not have had that ability to do that before, basically, when that's really close to you.
Well, it's good, somebody you really care about and whose opinion you respect and you live with. I mean, what do you think of this? Although we didn't start the fire because you said it gave you a headache.
Well, I think that was when it was in the early stages, and it was called Joelle or something.
Jolene, yeah.
Jolene.
It was a different song. But
And it was due to my persistence that you
I
changed it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, listen, I've got to say, we could talk all night.
And
Thank
get
you
into a
very,
big
very
domestic,
much.
I
Yes.
feel here. Yeah.
Again, thank you both for coming on the show today, and again, thank you so much for giving us so much enjoyment, Billy.
Thanks, Mo.
You're fine.
Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley, and that was Molly's Melodrama.